Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, guys, I'm Winda Sapitri, and my study ID number 20400124 Okay, first of all, I made this video uh, to fulfill the morphology assignment. Okay, and I will answer some question. Okay, the first one is what are the main type of company in English, and can you provide an example of each? Okay, so guys, the answer, the main type of company in English are transparent and opaque companies. An example of transparent companies is dishwasher, uh, while an example of an opaque company is butterfly. Okay, the next question. What is the difference between semantic transparency and opacity in company words? Okay, guys. So the answer, semantic transparency occurs when the overall meaning of a content can be understood from the meanings of its two components, such as this words or meanwhile, opacity occurs when the overall meaning of a compound cannot be deciphered from the meaning of its individual components, such as a butterfly. Okay, the next question. How does search placement affect the interpretation of compound words? Okay, guys, the answer. The placement of stress in a compound word can affect the interpretation of its meaning. If the stress is on the first word, the compound word tends to refer to a single object, such as a blackbeard. Yes, if the stress is on the second word, the compound word tends to refer to a more literal parts or combination of the different object, such as a blackbird. Next question: explain the compound scavenger hunt activity and its educational purpose. Okay, so guys, the answer, the compound scavenger hunt activity involves student searching for and identifying compound words in text. The educational purpose is to increase student awareness of compound word structure and how to compose them. Okay, the next question. What are some strategies for distinguishing compounds uh, from press in the classroom? Okay, the strategies for distinguishing compounds from press uh, include using synthetic tests and semantic shift tests and search tests. The synthetic test involves interesting and adjective between the two compounds. The semantic shift test involves testing whether the overall meaning differs from the meanings of each compound, and the stress test on focus observing 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 word stress. Okay, the next question. What are what are the key components in using student knowledge of company's work? So guys, the answer, the key components in adding student knowledge of company work are identification, uh, decomposition, 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 uh, interpretation, and prediction. Identification involves a student ability to identify a component word in text. Decomposition involves a student ability to break down compound word into their compounds. Interpretation involves a student ability to understand the meaning of compound words, and production uh, involves student ability to form grammatically correct compound words. Okay, the next critical question. Uh, the first one is how can an understanding of compound improve vocabulary uh, as question for English language learners, and what challenges might arise when teaching this process the beginners. Okay, so guys, the answer, an understanding of compounding uh, compounding can improve vocabulary equation for English uh, language learners by enabling them to understand more complex word structure and develop the ability to form new words. Uh, however, however, a potential challenge when teaching this process to beginners is difficultly understand the concept of a company. Uh, the concept of company, identifying word patterns and using them in appropriate appropriate concept context. Okay. Next question. In what ways does the difference between transparent and opaque campaigns affect student ability to infer meaning, and how should educators address this difference in their teaching? Okay, so guys, the answer, uh, the difference between transparent and opaque components can affect student ability to infer meaning, because transparent components are more easily uh, understand understand from the meanings of their components, while opaque components require more specific specific knowledge. Educators can address this difference by teaching a strategy for identifying and understanding both type of components and providing relevant uh, example and exercises. Exercises. Yes. The next question. Given the importance of stress patterns in recognizing compound words, how can teachers effectively uh, incorporate stress awareness into their pronunciation and listening comprehension? Listen. Okay. So guys. Okay. Okay, the answer, teachers can incorporate stress awareness into their pronunciation and listening comprehension. Listen by using a sample of accompanying words. The word uh, with different stress, asking students to repeat the word, and providing listening practice to identify stress patterns. Okay, the next question. How can a pedagogical strategy for teaching accompanying such as campaign work building tasks and work sorting activities be adapted to different proficiency levels and learning and environments? Okay, the answer pedagogical strategy for teaching compounding can be adapted to different proficiency levels and learning uh, environments by modifying the difficulty of the task. Using example of relevant to student life and athletic technology to perfect interactive practice. And a teacher can also adapt the teaching strategy to student needs and abilities. Okay, guys, I think that's all for me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.